Hey everybody, Tony George, DocSports.com, Hump Day Update, NBA style. The battle in LA tonight between the Clippers and the Lakers, free pick. Actually, this is the only pick outside of a prop bet. We're rolling along with prop bets. A 4 unit prop bet last night. Boom. We got another one for you tonight in the NBA. In this game. Hello. But nonetheless, I'm going to pass on the rest of them. There's just too many risky propositions. And this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Somebody could have an 8 unit play today. Over at the website. I don't know. I don't follow those guys. But, I worry about my own shop. But in my opinion, there's just players resting. All kinds of different implications for different teams, different scenarios for each team in each game, and who cares and who's not playing anybody. Like the Pacers, and yet they're still playing hard and they're putting in all their youngsters. Anything can happen. You're dealing with big spreads everywhere. It's just, to me, the playoffs are when the NBA playoffs are when you get your best effort. When you literally can count on players, their stats, their averages, the team averages, everybody's going to play versus, in 20 minutes before tip-off, find out that the Greek Freak's not going to play and you got a 6 unit play on him. Load management or resting and all this other crap that the NBA is just a veritable potpourri of Russian roulette with your bankroll. Seems like every time, until they get these injury reports and stuff in some sort of sense of fair reporting, understanding that their core audience, which is sports bettors, is saving their sport and driving their ratings and fantasy, daily fantasy and all that stuff, that's what's pushing the NBA. And they're not giving us a fair shake. You're seeing line swings dramatically all over the place during the day. I can put out something at -4 in the morning and it's -9. I mean, it's like WNBA swings, to say the least. So we're just probably not going to have a whole lot of picks out till the playoffs start. But this one here tonight, I think's got some salt. DocSports.com, matinee day today in Major League Baseball. We've got 2 picks out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon today. So by the time you get this, are almost ready to start. A 5 unit, a 3 and a 2 unit pick, still keeping the units down low. Kind of batting 50-50 right now and a little bit underwater. I think by a unit or two, so we'll get it going. Getting those pitching rotations through once. We tell you all the time when we got a big play and we're doing well because we want you to win money. Being 100% transparent, a stand-up guy, always tell it like it is. We lost a 7 unit play last night in the NHL. Out of 8 7 unit plays, that's our first loss. We had Vegas last night, who dominated that game and ended up losing in overtime. I watched in horror as I personally had a 3-dime bet on it. Painful. 7 top plays since February 15th, 6-1. But the only one that matters, you're only as good as your last pick in this business. So apparently I stink. We're up 94 units on the year. You can't win them all. I really like that spot for Vegas, especially with Edmonton, who I gave you for free, who beat LA last night. Especially with Edmonton and LA breathing down their neck for that number 1 seed in points. This was a big game for Vegas because who do they have on deck? LA tomorrow night. That's kind of a big game for them. Nashville's not all that. They can't score. Oh. So nonetheless, there you go. Full transparency. We'll get them back. Got a little 3 unit totals play today. Just going to cherry pick one. We'll be ready to rebound starting today, and we'll get those 7 units back. But that stinks. I was not happy. Mrs. George was not happy. Ooh, kind of an ugly evening around the George household. I don't like losing, and I especially don't like losing 7 unit picks. So that being said, because they're rare, we don't throw them around a whole lot. But nonetheless, Doc Sports, free $60 link in the description below. We're going to be doing Masters picks daily. However, we may be delayed and not happen to get some out on Saturday and Sunday, which really sucks. And I'll tell you why. I just pulled up the weather report, which I knew was going to be kind of ugly. Now, tomorrow, they're going to have trace amounts and 7-mile-an-hour winds down there at Augusta. Temperature around 84. On Friday, they're going to have showers, 90% chance. 11-mile-an-hour winds up to 16-mile-an-hour gusts. You ready for this? And 70 degrees. That's a 14-degree drop. On Saturday, 54 degrees the high. Rain expected to be 2 to 3 inches with 18-mile-an-hour winds. So the chances of them playing on Saturday, very slim. And then the tee times get all jacked around and the matchups and the odds. You know, because we got to put picks out at 8:30 a.m. Pacific, and I might not have something to put up yet. And then on Sunday, showers, 70%, 12-mile-an-hour winds. I'll bet you we could have a Monday finish here. So just stay tuned on the website for the Masters picks, and we'll get what we can. We'll have one for Thursday. So a couple of matchups in the late tee times tomorrow that I think hold some value. And again, we put out 3 futures bets on the Masters over at Twitter. Top 10s and top 20s that ought to go 3-0. And I checked, they're all good mutters too. At T. George Sports. Tonight, I like the Lakers. Now, the Lakers last night had a big lead against Utah, got lackadaisical, took their eye off the prize, so to speak, and they ended up getting tied up and ended up having to win in regulation. The Clippers at home. Now, the Clippers have beat these guys twice this year. However, Paul George had huge games in both those games. He's not playing. Morris is out. Gordon's out. James and Davis are playing, even though they played last night. Still means something to the Lakers. I think it means more to the Lakers than it does the Clippers. They're in L.A. They're going to want to make a showing, and they're catching 4.5. Give me the Lakers for your free play. Have a great Wednesday.